Hi Liz, I'm going to be taping some of the issues found for you as we go. So here is one, and I'm going to let Ron speak.
Yeah, hi Liz. Yeah, this is at the water heater in the boiler, and there's some things here you need to check into. This valve right here is leaking, so there's water on the floor, and there's also water over here. It might be all coming from that valve I just showed you there. But this is an automatic feed for the boiler. And see, it's all corroded there. I took pictures of this. It'll be in your report right there. That's it. That's what we call an automatic feed. So it automatically supplies water to the boiler, and but it is corroding. So you want to get that changed. That's very important. You want to make, if that's not operating properly and automatically feeding water, then when the fire goes on, it could actually destroy the boiler. Okay. So it's very important to get that fixed.
Okay.
Now, this is a gas boiler, and usually no one ever looks at these. Like an oil boiler, they have annual service. You want to have somebody come in here and carefully inspect everything. I'm not too crazy about seeing those open wires right there. This is to power the automatic damper. But you also want them to check the unit, clean it, fix the gas leak, determine if the water here is all coming from that valve. Some water will come from the exhaust pipe. Now that could be coming from the roof. It's common to see some corrosion like that. I suspect that's some minor water that comes down through the chimney from the roof.
But you do see there's a gas leak right there, Liz.
Yeah, and let's put the detector there. Now listen. Does that have audio? It has audio too.
Yeah.
All right, hear that? That shows there's a gas leak right there, so there might be one here too. But that's the gas leak. So okay. you want somebody to come in here, and I've checked some various things. I just throw this in as a value for you during your inspection. And it'd be nice if you got somebody in here with a detector similar to this and check all the connections in the house.
Okay.
But I suspect this is the main problem right here. You also want to get a discharge tube put on this. This is what we call a pressure relief. If the boiler gets too hot, it blows off the hot water. Okay. But there's supposed to be a tube that comes out here and goes down about 6 inches from the floor. If that were to blow, if let's say I was working on this boiler right here and that happened to blow when I was here, it'll blow right in my face. So that's what we call a pressure relief valve. And there's directions on these things. Usually people never follow them. This might be the directions. You might want to review this. I think that's probably was on here. Where these things have to be maintained, and no one ever maintains them. It looks like there might be a little bit of corrosion there. It doesn't hurt to replace these periodically. Because if there's no tube there, it wouldn't hurt to get this replaced, and a discharge tube. Because this is a very important part of your boiler, just like the automatic feed is an important part of your boiler. So these are important. And then also have the unit cleaned.
Okay.
You know, so you figure like, you know, yearly I think is too much to have service, but something like this, you ought to get a professional in here every 2 years to go through this unit, make sure everything's operating properly.
Okay.
And you realize there's no heat in the basement. They were doing the building and they stopped, so there's absolutely no heat in the basement. And you want to get some. If you don't plan to finish the basement soon, at least think about getting some heat down here. There looks like there's some lines here in this room where the bathroom is. You could possibly, I'm suspecting that is, I'm not absolutely sure, but you want to get some heat in the basement, you know, because as they say, hot air rises, and you don't want this to stay cool and damp down here, because you don't want mold to start growing in the sheetrock.
Definitely.
So it's important to get.
And what's this? This is just
heat.
Like wallpaper of some sort.
That's somebody's
Paint.
artwork.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
that's artwork, Liz. It's not mold.
Yeah. Now it's water over here. Now maybe when they turned on the water, these valves were on. But see how there's a splash here?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to determine this. It might have